I am the stillness in the background of all experience. This is the rested grace of being. This is the abidance of the essential nature of our being. This is the essence of I am that we all share. I am the stillness in the background of all experience. This is the beautiful rested grace and peace of being that can be known through our practices of meditation, self-realization, our studies of non-duality, and our deep and honest inquiries. Who am I really? Who am I really? What is this ego body that I call me? Is that really me? This story of self that I have constructed, is that me? Is that the essential nature of me? And we come to recognize, no. The ideas about self, the thoughts, the beliefs, the experiences, the emotions, even the sensations, the relationships, the conditions of life, all of these things are coming and going, and therefore are not the essential nature of our being. What is it that doesn't come and go? The presence of awareness, stillness, peace. The awareness within which every experience appears and disappears, comes and goes, is born and dies. And there's such a sweet peace in knowing that stillness as self. There's a beautiful teaching that says, come to rest in the stillness until you come to recognize yourself as the stillness. So last night, I sat in my formal meditation, and I hadn't in a while. It had actually been a few weeks since I've really sat on my cushion, lit my candles on my altar, and brought myself to a formal and intentional meditation. And within 10 seconds, that knowing, not just knowing, that embodiment of I am the stillness in the background of all experience, it was there as a felt knowing, a truth. And today on my walk, contemplating the realities of life, I reflected back on that, and I was thinking, how is it that when I hadn't really sat for a few weeks in meditation, that knowing was so readily and quickly there? And I realize it's because it is now there all the time. Meditation isn't something that we do. Truly, meditation is what we are. Through a regular practice of self-inquiry over the last decade or so, more, consistently asking that question, who am I really? transcendent of this personal body, mind, ego experience, who am I? What's the thing that doesn't move, that doesn't come and go? What is the one thing that is always present? The most pure essence of I am. And it's stillness. It is peace. It is grace. So, because that is a practice of inquiry, that truth is known again and again and again and again and again. Not just sitting in meditation, but shopping at the market, walking through the house, journaling. All manner of times of just stopping and taking a moment and inquire, wait a minute, who am I really? What is the essential essence of being that doesn't get lost in the activity of experience? All experiences come and go. What is aware of them? The same ubiquitous, unwavering stillness of being. I am the stillness in the background of all experience, of all activity, of all thought, of all beliefs. So how do we get there? Through self-inquiry, most definitely. And then there's a practice that I want to introduce today. And it's the practice of yes and, which means just at any time, whether it's sitting in meditation when it's typically a bit easier, or any time that you've decided to stop and be still and be consciously present. Simply look out upon the world of ever-changing activity and ever-changing conditions. And allow yourself to intentionally ask, and what is aware of all of this coming and going and arising and passing and birth and death of experience and feelings and emotions and activities? What is aware of all the change? I am. And what is the essence? What is the nature of I am? Perpetually still, eternally in peace, at peace, is peace. And so this is the technique, if you will, the practice. Simply notice the movement of light, and then also notice, this is the yes and part, and also notice the stillness of awareness, the stillness of being that is simply at rest, noticing movement of thoughts, feelings, experiences, conditions. And just play with it and recognize, yes, we get lost in the content of experience. We get so captivated by it and drawn into it that we forget the stillness. When we can remember on a regular basis that, yes, this is happening within the unwavering presence of I am, of stillness, that I am. It transcends the human experience. Oh, even the human experience is happening within the presence of consciousness, and I am that. So we keep inquiring. We just keep it in all manner of ways, but they're all generally the same inquiry. What is the nature of reality? What is the essential nature of being? Which means that which doesn't come and go. It's essential. It can't go. It never goes. And there's such a beautiful grace and ease with being able to live in the world of activity as the stillness of being, noticing it all, participating in it all, engaging in it all, and simply not getting so lost in it that we forget the truth of our being. Stillness, peace, awareness, consciousness, simply being. So that's the practice. On a regular basis, notice the world of activity and notice simultaneously the presence of unmoving, unwavering stillness of awareness. There has to be an awareness that doesn't move, within which all activity happens. Yes, and yes, there's the activity of my life, and there's the presence of unconditional loving awareness, stillness of being. Another way that this is often referred to, using language as best we can, is that truth of being, that stillness of being, as it awakens, as it becomes aware of itself, as it is more and more known, it shines brighter. And then it shines into all experience. It pervades, I think that's it, all experience. So that there is no experience that happens that isn't being experienced by the stillness of being. It shines bright. It shines into all of the activity. It shines its stillness, its peace, its grace, its love, its awareness into all experience. And when we play with that, when we work with that, when we practice that knowing of truth, that remembering of that truth, that pulling back and knowing the unwavering essential nature of being, and the experience, and the awareness, and the experience, and the awareness of the experience, when we keep bringing ourselves into the knowing of truth, it becomes more predominant. It becomes brighter. It becomes stronger. It becomes more pervasive. It's just always there as our direct experience. And it's not like you're thinking about it all the time. You're not. You're thinking about it when you remember to think about it. You inquire about the nature of reality when you remember to inquire about the nature of reality. But by so doing, it's just there. It's like learning a new language. Initially, if I'm learning Spanish, I need to pause and think and wait, what's the verb and how do I conjugate it? And wait, what is it again? Oh, okay, and I recall it and I use it in language if I'm traveling in Mexico or speaking Spanish. But after a while, I don't have to think about it anymore. It just is there. It's just there. That's the same thing with the awakening of consciousness, that stillness of being that is our essential nature. When we're aware of it enough and remember it enough, it remains awake, it remains present, and it just shines in the background of all experience. And I'll leave you with this. Imagine going through life, being able to fully engage conversations, activities, experiences, positive things, frustrating things, everything, the full complexity and dynamic of this world of form in our lives. Imagine being able to fully engage with all of it, honestly, authentically, fully, and always have just resting in the background or shining in the background of every experience, the equanimity of grace, the equanimity of peace. the stillness of awareness, to be able to be rested in that stillness and engaging in the world. That is freedom. That is presence. That's what presence really means. To have presence is to be rested in the presence of your truth, the presence of your stillness, of your grace. All right, my friends, be well. Blessings.